peace.
Are you happy that it looks like Muammar Gaddafi, the strongman of Libya, looks like he's going down?
Yeah, I hope he will go down. I believe what happened in Tunisia and Libya is very important. And even in Egypt, I hope it will end up being more kind of smooth, passing not kind of idealistic romanticism replaced by an Egyptian Robespierre or Lenin.
Egypt, the new military government that's temporarily taken charge in Egypt, they allowed these 2 Iranian warships to cross through the Suez Canal. How worried are you about that?
I'm not worried. You know, your aircraft carriers are moving through the canal. Our missile boats and submarine went through the canal. They don't have, practically, they don't have any way to avoid the Iranians moving as long as it's a frigate and some support vessel with some cadets on it. It's a provocation. I don't like it, but I don't think that any one of us should be worried by it.
Do you know what the objective of the Iranian Navy is right now in moving those 2 warships through the canal into the Mediterranean?
You know, they had to plan it before the eruption of the recent events in Egypt, so it's part of a wider scheme. If they were bringing rockets or weapons or explosives to the Hamas or Hezbollah, we would have probably acted against them. But they are just coming with weapons on them, but they're coming with cadets, Navy cadets, to visit a Syrian port. It's a way of projecting not power, but self-confidence and certain assertiveness in the region. And, you know, we are a turbulent area, but I don't see a reason to be worried.
Look, you and I have been talking about the Iranian nuclear program for many years, and for many years you've been suggesting that they were only 1 year away from that point of no return, having that nuclear military capability. But recently the outgoing head of the Mossad, Israel's intelligence service, said they might be 3 or 4 years away from having that capability right now. How far away is Iran from having a nuclear capability?
You know, Iran reaching a nuclear weapon or even an explodable device is a major development in the wrong direction. I think that your new NIE and our estimates are quite similar. If they, all what they would have in mind is to break the NPT and go as fast as they can toward a explodable device put in the ground somewhere, they might do it in a year or so. But to reach a weapon, and in their case a weapon that should be put on a relatively medium size, so to speak, ground-to-ground missile, is something which is several years down the stream. So there is no real contradiction between the capacity to explode some a nuclear device in a year, if this would become their main objective, and to reach a real weapon that could be put on a ground-to-ground missile, probably another 3 or 4 years.
But as I say, you've been saying that now for several years, that they might be a year or year and a half, 2 years away. Here's the question. Was Israel engaged in cyber warfare to try to delay Iran's nuclear capability with this so-called Stuxnet worm?
I cannot answer this question, and I believe you don't really expect me to do it, but it's clear that they had certain hurdles along the way and that they are moving slower than they expected, but the painful fact is that they keep moving forward. They are overcoming gradually the difficulties they faced, and they are becoming they are not get tired of it. That's the real challenge for us.
So these recent hurdles that they have to overcome, these problems, was that, whether or not Israel was involved, do you believe it was the result of cyber warfare?
It could be. I cannot answer this explicitly, but there were many kinds of problems. The fact of the matter is they are continue to accumulate more and more lowly enriched uranium and a little bit of medium level enriched uranium, and they are moving forward, and that should be disturbing to all of us, even if they didn't make their mind finally at what point to try either clandestinely or directly moving toward weapons. But this will happen.
Hosni Mubarak, how did you personally feel when he was forced out and had to leave Cairo for Sharm el-Sheikh?
I felt that the last page of an important chapter in the history of modern Egypt had ended and a new one just started. I feel personally a lot of respect and certain empathy to Mubarak. He was an important leader for his country. I believe that he enjoys the respect of many Egyptians. Basically, it's a huge challenge to hold Egypt just above the water. It's a new million babies every 9 months, new million jobs every 9 months. And he did it for a very long time, quite successfully under the circumstances, was extremely committed to the peace with us. I think that he deserves respect, and his dignity probably should be kept. He's not another Kim Jong-il.